Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. Thanks so much for spending this time with us as the year rapidly comes to an end. And at a time like this, it's kind of a natural inclination to look back at some of the many talented people who died this year. Some of them, because of timing or programming commitments, we weren't able to honor with any special kind of tribute at the time. So right now we're going to focus on some of those we lost in 2013 by showing movies with them in it. That includes such top-of-the-line talents as Jonathan Winters, Eileen Brennan, and Karen Black. But we're going to start with the remarkable Deanna Durbin, one of the biggest of all Hollywood stars in the 30s and 40s. Deanna died at age 91 this April in France, which is where she'd lived quietly since she retired from filmmaking in 1948 when she was only 27 years old. She'd become a huge star overnight after signing with Universal Pictures in 1936 when she was only 14. A decade later, she was officially listed as the highest paid woman in the world. But despite her popularity, which was huge, Deanna was never that keen about a public life. And as soon as she could, she left Hollywood, moved to France, married to French director Charles David, raised a family, and before she was 30, began living the life she'd always wanted. Well, our film tonight shows why she was the huge star she became. It's a charming comedy from 1941 called It Started with Eve, directed by Henry Koster, who directed Deanna in 6 of her movies. Deanna in the movie plays a hat-check girl roped by a millionaire playboy, Robert Cummings, into pretending to be his fiancée. That's because the millionaire's father, played by Charles Laughton, is at death's door, holding on until he can meet the woman who will supposedly help the playboy's son settle down. The trouble is, by the time the real fiancé could show up, Dad would be a goner, which is why the fellow asked Deanna to step in, pretend to be the girlfriend, then make a quick exit. A very brief and innocent deception. The problem is nothing goes as planned. Besides showing how adept Deanna was in playing comedy, this movie comes complete with Deanna also giving many samples of her great singing voice. So here's an example of why Deanna Durbin, who died last April 20th, was so adored. From 1941, It Started with Eve.